Hello everyone, this is SHABNAM here. In today's video, I am going to speak about learning disability, the major types of learning disabilities, its causes, its diagnosis as well as the interventions. Learning disability is actually got nothing to do with the intelligence of the child or his motivation, and the child cannot be labeled as he is dumb or lazy, but that is what usually happens. Learning disability is actually a neurobiological disorder. Here what happens is that the way the child's brain is wired is different, and this difference in wiring affects the way the child's brain receives and processes the information. As a result of which the child might have problems in his learning, that is reading, writing, as well as speaking, doing maths, as well as some of his cognitive skills might be affected like reasoning, organizing, problem solving, as well as his short-term and long-term memory. Learning disability is usually diagnosed during the school time where the child tries to read, write or to do maths concepts. One thing what you have to remember is that learning disability not only has a negative impact on the academic performance of the child in school, but it also affects the other areas of the child's life like his self-esteem, his relationship with others, as well as his work life in the later stages. And there is no permanent cure for learning disability, and one cannot get rid of it permanently. It is a lifetime challenge. But in case the learning disability is diagnosed at the very early age, and if appropriate support and intervention is given to the child at the very early age, then you can surely help your child to reach his maximum potential in school as well as other areas of life. A lot of people with learning disabilities have overcome the challenges and have become very successful in their lives. As per the experts, there is no one particular cause for the learning disability. However, the contributing factors would be hereditary, that is if the parents or forefathers had any form of learning disability, the child might get the learning disability. The second is if there has been any complications during the childbirth or after the child has been born, if he had some major illness or met with a serious accident, that would be the contributing factor. The third point is that drug or alcohol consumption during pregnancy, low birth weight or premature birth. So all this would be the contributing factors. Now we will see what are the major types of learning disorders. Under the word learning disorder, there are different types of learning disorder, and the major ones are dyslexia, dysgraphia and dyscalculia. So dyslexia is also known as the reading disorder. So here the child will find it very difficult to read, to write in spellings as well as in speaking. So here for dyslexia there is no permanent cure as such, only thing is that repeated practice. The next one is the dysgraphia. Here the child finds it difficult to write, and this is known as the writing disorder. So he will have problem in forming the words. He will not be able to write in a straight line or to form words of the same size. So his handwriting would be very messy, as well as he will find it difficult to put his thoughts in the paper. The third type, major type, is the dyscalculia. Here what happens is the child might be very good in writing, reading as well as in other subjects, but he finds it very difficult in understanding and memorizing the mathematical concepts like multiplications and divisions, as well as he will find challenges in doing word problems and other concepts like concept of time, direction, as well as use of money. So for this, the only solution is that repeated practice of basics maths. So a child might be having multiple learning disability at the same time, but to many children with the learning disability, they are also found to have something which is known as ADHD, which means attention deficit hyperactive disorder. Here what happens is that the children will be very hyper, they will not be able to sit in one place, they will keep running around here and there, they will be very distracted, as well as they will not be able to focus or pay concentration to any particular task for more than few minutes. So when the child is in the primary, it is fine, but when the child goes to the higher classes, the child will not be able to be in par in studies with his other friends due to lack of focus and concentration, and this might lead to other problems like his self-esteem might go down, he might have anxiety problem, as well as he might have behavioral disorders. Now let's see how learning disability can be diagnosed or identified. In case there is a delay in the developmental milestone of your child, that could be one warning signal. For this, you can collect the milestone chart from your pediatrician and cross-check it. Mostly learning disability is identified during the school age when the child starts to read, write or do maths. Diagnosing learning disability is not very easy because there is not one particular symptom is not there for the learning disability. For this, a series of tests would be conducted by a group of specialists, which might include a clinical psychologist, psychiatrist, child psychiatrist, special educators and counselors who work as a team in the diagnosis and treatment of the learning disability. Now let us see what are the interventions which would be given to your child. First thing is that extra help would be given to a child by a specialist like a speech therapist or a reading therapist who will teach your child the special techniques by which he can improve his academic skills. The second point is that individualized education program would be planned either by the school or by the special educator based on the challenges your child is facing. The third point is that some therapies like occupational therapy, motor skill training or speech therapy would be provided for the child. And the fourth point is that alternative therapies or complementary therapies would be given to the child. As per the research, giving alternative therapies like dance, music and art has found to be very helpful for the children in achieving their academic or learning their academic skills. So these are few interventions which would be given to the child. As I have already mentioned, if the learning disability is identified at the very early age and if appropriate intervention is done, then you can surely help your child to achieve maximum success in school as well as in other areas of his life. So in case you identify that your child is struggling with any particular area of learning for quite some time, or if you have a slight doubt he might be having some learning disability, don't think twice, get the complete assessment done. In case you get the complete assessment done, you will be able to identify exactly what is the challenge of your child and will be able to get the support for your child so that he achieves his maximum potential. So hope this information was useful to you, and in case it was useful to you, please do give me a thumbs up. Do share my video with your friends. Subscribe to my channel, The Counseling Corner, and most important is hit the bell icon so that you get timely notifications whenever I post my new video.